is Pop Culture Yearbook. On this show, we pick pieces of pop culture that were important to us in a given year. We then discuss our memories and dig into those movies, albums, shows, and more. I'm Brad.
I am Pete.
And I'm Giff.
Did I throw you off? I almost forgot to say my name there.
I lost my, no, I just started laughing there. I don't know. I don't even know why. I'm just ready for a good time. That's what.
Yeah, and it's always a good time when we do and more.
It is and more.
And that's what we got tonight.
But first,
before we do that, we've made some really nice friends in the podcasting community, and we want to, and some of them have been shout us out. I've been playing some of these, trailers, and a couple have played ours, and so we wanted to make sure that we shout out and say something about these fellow podcasts that I am enjoying so much and appreciate their support. So, one of them that has been just all over our social media, helping us out, retweeting, all kinds of stuff, is Totally 80s and 90s Recall. And we should start with them because last month we played their trailer all the way through the month. And so maybe you heard them, maybe you went and checked them out, but I would recommend you do. They do a lot of really cool stuff with movies and music from the 80s and 90s, especially. I really enjoyed some of their music ones lately where they cover a lot of ground in an episode, and so they're really good. And so I want to thank them and shout them out, and especially since I've been playing their trailer. Gifford, do you want to name another one?
Well, we had these guys on just a little bit ago, the Jason and Dee from Surely You Can't Be Serious podcast. Again, having a lot of fun keeping up with them on Twitter, commenting on some of their stuff and getting replies back. They're just a lot of fun. Again, their podcast, they generally take two different items, say two different movies, and discuss both and kind of pit them against each other. And then they really don't argue, but they try to make their point for which one they like better. So excellent podcast. Really like keeping up with those guys on Twitter and listening to their pod. So yeah, a lot of fun there.
So that was about 2 months ago they were on. If you missed that one, you should go back and check it out, and then check out their show because it's a wonderful show, and they're two of the nicest guys, and they're also great supporters. Two more. There is a podcast called Generation Rewind, where it is mostly 80s focused on that one. And they have done so much on social media to help us out too, as far as like including us when shouting out podcasts. And they've talked about us on their show a couple times and mentioned us by name. And it's another wonderful show. And the thing is with all these shows, they're all very much in the same realm as ours. And so that's why we all can get along so well, because we like a lot of the same topics, have a lot of the same nostalgia and wonderful memories of the past. So Generation Rewind, can't thank them enough. And then finally, there is one that I had seen a couple times, but hadn't really listened to yet, but I checked out Children of the 80s. And I'm going to definitely keep listening to that one now for a while. And they are a husband and a wife, as far as I can tell, unless I totally missed something there. But they do a wonderful job. And the episode that really hooked me is they did an episode on the country music in the early 80s that crossed over into the pop charts. And they talked about Elvira and the Oak Ridge Boys. And they talked about Sylvia. You guys remember Sylvia? She sang Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
I've said before, I actually met her at the Lincoln County Fair and got her autograph. But they're throwing out these people that I didn't expect, and it was just a wonderful topic, and they're very engaging and fun to listen to. And they've also been supporting us a lot online. So we want to especially talk about those four podcasts tonight. They all kind of fit together. We all talk about a lot of the same type of things, but everybody has their own spin on it. Right. So thank you for your support, and we'll keep listening, and hopefully we'll get you a few more listeners, and maybe some of yours will check us out at the same time.
Yeah, plenty of nostalgia to go around.
Plenty of nostalgia, and everybody has their own. You can watch a movie, and we can all have our own different. We can all love it, but all have different reasons and things for loving it. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, we hadn't had much to watch lately, and I've been having this itch to watch When Harry Met Sally, and Kim agreed to watch it the other night. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, that movie's every bit as good as you remember.
Yeah, it is.
And she had only seen it like once, she said. So I was dumbfounded at the end when she was like, didn't really know it that well. So my God, that movie is wonderful.
It is.
Meg Ryan is a national treasure
okay.
at that time. It's just
she still is. I would consider once you're a national treasure, you're always
that's true.
She is a national treasure.
But I mean, oh my goodness, it was so good. So
yes,
if you haven't watched When Harry Met Sally, check it out.
Yeah, we can wait.
All right, Pete, what are we talking about tonight?
Hey, Brad, you know what's one thing I love?
Trivia.
And more.
Trivia, you got it.
I got 1 point. I'm ahead.
Yay.
We've talked plenty on this show about how much I love it, and I think you do, Brad, for sure. Gifford, you like trivia too, don't you?
He's really good at making games.
We have talked about Jeopardy on this show and how that's kind of a comfort show for me at the end of the day. It comes on every day at 4:30, and I am quite certain that I would not have my love for Jeopardy and just general trivia the way I do were it not for Trivial Pursuit, which came out it actually was released in December of 1979. So I thought it'd be acceptable for a 1980 month.
Just like the Jerk was.
Just like the Jerk, so that counts. But it really didn't take off for a few years after that. But the official release date was December of 1979. So I did want to talk first. I'm going to read. I wrote a little bit of a synopsis. It includes a little bit of history, and then we're just going to kind of go around the room and chat about our memories of the game. Brad, I know you and I for sure have many memories of playing Trivial Pursuit, along with a couple of friends of ours. And we'll do it that way. So here is my synopsis. Imagine missing a piece from your Scrabble game and deciding, hey, let's just make our own game. That's exactly what happened in 1979 when two Canadian dudes, Scott Abbott and Chris Haney, found themselves in this predicament. Over a couple of drinks, they brainstormed and came up with the idea of Trivial Pursuit. The game's concept is simple, but it is addictive. Players roam around a board, tackling questions from various categories, such as history, sports, science, and entertainment. Answer correctly, and you get to roll the dice again. But the real challenge is landing on the pie spaces and answering those questions to earn the plastic wedge for your game piece, and ultimately collect all 6 wedges and nail a final question in the center of the board to claim your victory. Trivial Pursuit was not just a one-hit wonder. It spawned several themed versions ranging from Star Wars to Lord of the Rings to sports editions to decade editions and more. The game's rights danced around a bit, starting with Selshaw and Ryder in 1982, and then being bought out by Parker Brothers in 1988. Now Hasbro saw its potential and scooped up the rights in 2008 for a whopping $80 million. By 2014, the Trivia Titan had sold over 100 million games across the globe. But as with many success stories, there were bumps along the way. The game was faced with a handful of lawsuits, most notably from a book author, Fred L. Worth, who was convinced they had swiped questions from the book. After some courtroom drama, Trivial Pursuit won the lawsuit. Today, Trivial Pursuit stands tall as more than just a board game. It's a favorite pastime at family gatherings and a reminder that sometimes a simple idea can lead to something legendary. There you go. So we're going to go around and just talk about our memories. Brad, I'm going to start with you. I'd like to hear what you have to say. And then we are going to pit Brad versus Giff in a little trivia contest, which we'll get to.
Awesome.
Hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I love this game. I remember, how old were we in 1980? Four. So this game is taking off, and we're like, in our not even 10 years old. But I remember it just taking people by storm. At least in my world, it was like our family owned it, and it seemed like all our extended family had it. So we had the Genius edition, not Genius, genus.
I
editions.
was always confused on how to pronounce that word. Was it genus, genius, genus? I didn't know.
Well, and I believe I still have that very original edition down, and it's I still think it's often the most fun one to play, probably because we played it so many times. But we would pull this game out, and I would play it with my siblings sometimes, and I would play it with friends like you, and we play it, we weren't the most party type guys, and so yeah, we'd go out and do things once in a while.
Wait a minute.
At least me, maybe not Gifford, but me and Pete and our crew, we would often be either home on a weekend or we'd come back from going to a movie or something, and we'd stay up late, but we'd whip out the Trivial Pursuit board, and we'd be playing and asking each other questions.
Sometimes until 3 a.m.
Yeah. And so for that genus edition, Spiro Agnew is part of the fabric of my life because it felt like he was the answer to so many questions, and it's like and him and Rockefeller, those are two that seem like you could always just go with a good guess on one of those two. So I also own several future versions, but like I said, I still think the original might be the most fun to play. I have great memories of playing with you. We did play it. We have our group where we have 94 versus 95 graduating years, and we had a big thing. Just what was that, about 7 years ago?
Oh, and we got to do another
big competition of us three right here on this podcast against three of our friends who are a year younger, and one of the main competitions within that big competition was a Trivial Pursuit game.
It was the last competition,
which we of course won.
Yes,
of course we did.
But my best memory of Trivial Pursuit, I'll just share one good one here, is we were in Des Moines in sometime in the mid 80s. And so I actually had two aunts that lived in Des Moines, and we were at my aunt and uncle's house in Des Moines, one of my favorite places in the world because it was the coolest house, I thought. I just loved to go there. But there was a night where all my aunts and uncles and my parents were playing Trivial Pursuit, and I can still picture us sitting around. They had kind of a kitchen, not more of like an island type, like not a table, whatever.
Peninsula.
Anyway, it was attached to the wall. But we're sitting there, and I'm really young. I'm probably like 8 or 9 years old, and so I'm not. Maybe there were other cousins, and maybe they were out doing things. But I'm just sitting there watching, and I'm always an old soul. I like to watch and hang out with them, and kind of try to be a part of it. So I was on a team, I think, but I wasn't doing much. But then a question came up about Linus and Lucy from the Peanuts, and it asked what their last name was, and none of the adults knew for sure, and they were looking at me. And I was like I said, I was like 8 years old, and I knew what the answer was, but I couldn't think of it. And so they're all looking at me, and I'm like, hang on. And I sat there and I thought, and they were about to move on, and time almost ran out, and I yelled out, Van Pelt! And I felt so proud because I was able to answer a question, and I thought of it, and I mean, this is like how many years ago? Almost 40 years ago now. And I remember that, and I specifically remember that game and that question. And I did it, and I was so happy, and it was fun. So that's awesome. My specific memory of Trivial Pursuit right there.
All right, Gifford?
Well, I remember Trivial Pursuit more with Courtney's family. My family didn't play it a lot. I know in preparation for this episode, I went into the game closet, and we have the 5th edition and also another edition, I think, that maybe has like batteries in it and stuff. I don't know what highfalutin thing this was, but we've got 2 different editions in our game closet. And Courtney's family played it a lot, like at Christmas or holiday get-togethers. And that was just a lot of fun playing with them. It got a little heated from time to time, a lot of making fun of people when they got the answers wrong, which is always one of my favorite parts of the game. But the answer I remember, and it wasn't one that I gave, but it was Courtney, and she was sitting there forever trying to figure out the answer, and I thought for sure she wasn't going to get it. And the answer to the question was Jordan Catalano from My So-Called Life, played by Jared Leto, I believe, correct? But she pulls Jordan Catalano out of I don't know where in the recesses of her brain to get that right. And I don't remember if it was you're right, if it was for a pie piece or to win the game or whatever it was, but I remember it was a pretty big answer that she got. But it's just always fun. It's trivia is one of those things where either you know it or you don't. It's usually your first impression is the right one, and it's just a lot of fun because if you get it right, you feel smart. If you get it wrong, you feel like an idiot. But it's a really fun game, and like Pete said, it's a simple idea and it's very addictive to play it, and it's just you can play it with, all generations. It's just a good time. I'm glad you picked it, Pete.
Why, thank you. I just remember my family, like your family, Brad, we had the original edition, the Genesis edition, and my family would play it and everything. But obviously, because I was a kid, the questions were mostly too hard for me at that time. So I remember it being a big deal when we went out and got the Young Players edition, and that's another cool thing.
Too.
It was the light blue box.
I forgot about it.
And so it was geared towards kids. And so what's cool about the game is if you do have that situation, you can switch around the questions. Like if you have somebody that's a sports buff against, say, a music buff or whatever, you could just, if you have both editions, you can still play against each other, get entirely different questions, a different set of questions, and still play the same game and have it be a fair matchup. Although I did find, and I was able to do okay with the young players, but some of those young player questions, if you go back, they're like really, really difficult.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah, it's not like super easy, but they are. It is more, geared towards children, and so
so glad you brought that up because I totally forgot about that, and we had it, and you're right, it was a light blue box compared to the dark blue box, and you unlocked a memory, Pete.
Yep, there you go. That's what we're all about on this show. I also even remember it being so big, and I remember a road trip. I'm not sure where we were coming home from. Maybe it might have been just a short day at Sioux Falls or something, but I remember being in a car at one point. My parents were in the front, I was in the back, and they had like a Trivial Pursuit tournament on the radio, which seems like it would be boring to listen to, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, there was a guy there actually calling where the piece was moving and all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, you'd be able to listen to the questions and listen to them, think about it, and talk through it and whatever. And I mean, some of those guys, I mean, they would oftentimes like win just on one turn, get all the way around the board. And
for Pete's sake,
I mean, they were basically professionals at the game. And so take all the fun out of it that way. But it was kind of fun and interesting to listen to. I remember the very simple strategy, playing the game. You would always go for orange, which was sports. You'd roll the dice. You try to get orange, or you roll again, or orange was always your first choice. And
Pink
then
would
maybe
be a good one.
Pink is always a good one.
Brown was the worst. That was the literature category. And that's what you would always, because it was if it was for the win, it was your choice as the reader and the opponents,
right? They'd always give you
the category. And if you just landed in the middle, you could pick your own. But yeah, it would always be brown, and I never met anybody that said any otherwise for themselves.
What's yellow? Is that history?
Yellow was history originally.
Yeah, see that it was always brown or yellow were the ones I just could not.
Yeah, yellow was also very hard.
Those are the weakest ones.
And green was science, but you wouldn't. Yes. But it wasn't as hard for even though science.
Yeah. No, I did like the green category.
Blue was geography. That was so green, pink, or blue, pink, and orange. Those were your three good ones. Get those three.
Yep.
And then yellow, brown, and green. Those are the hard ones, and you save those unless you landed on one.
Yeah.
And then you crossed your fingers and hoped.
Right.
And I will say that academically, I was an okay student. I wasn't a straight A student like you guys were, but I was an okay student. However, there's a difference between being like a good student academically and being good at trivia, because I think over time, it just develops your interest in some of these subjects, which it actually did help me at times academically. And also, Gifford, you said you either know it or you don't, which can be true, but I also think that there was a strategy. And if you play long enough, you do learn how to guess better.
Right.
Make better educated guesses. Yeah, exactly. So if it's like something to do with a vice president in the mid 20th century or whatever, you knew that Spiro Agnew at least was going to be a respectable guess. And so that's all you need, a chip at a chair and you got a chance, right? And so it's like Jeopardy. It's like the actual context of the question itself. You wouldn't know it, or you do learn a little fun fact with it that was new to you. But you also learn how to throw an educated guess out there, and you can get them right, a certain percentage of the time. So, but yeah, it was always fun. You would always roll the dice. I would go towards that orange pie first, and then make your way around the board. From the pie, it was always 5 or 2 to get to another roll again, and then reach that next one. And I thought the way that the board game was designed was perfectly because it was perfect because you would never be able to reach one pie from the other. It was one off, so it was 7 spaces away. And so yeah, again, the game, it's a simple game, but you can play it for hours and hours and hours and never get tired of it.
Right. Well, the other nice thing too is you talked about listening to it in the car. It's perfectly okay to take a box of cards in the car with you. It's a great road trip game as well. You're not playing on the board, obviously, but just to pass time. Before there were tablets and phones and everybody was on those all the time.
That's true. Oh, you know what? By the way, my biggest pet peeve, literally one of the biggest pet peeves I have in the world, is that people that do not properly know how to remove the card from the front and put it in the back of the box. And you play with people that don't play, and they pick a card out of the middle, and then they'll put it back in the middle, and then the question is going to come up again right away.
That's just chaos.
Come on. Yeah, it is chaos.
Come on now.
You're not wrong.
Right.
Exactly. Anybody else have anything to say before we jump into the game itself?
No, ask me some questions.
Yep.
Okay.
Get into it.
All right. So I'm going to explain to the audience what we are doing here.
Explain to me.
Is that okay? So Brad versus Giff. Each person will get one card, and we're going to go alternating. So we are, by the way, because we are Pop Culture Yearbook, we graduated in 1994 in the 90s. That was our favorite decade. We are going to play the 90s edition of Trivial Pursuit. I'm going to ask you alternating questions one at a time. And so to start from the top, so you'll each get up to 5 cards, depending on time. We may shorten it, but if we're having fun, we'll do all 5 cards. And so we'll figure it out as we go. I do want to read the categories before we get started. You're always going to start from the top. The categories are pink, which is oop, meaning mistakes and mishaps. Yellow, technology and anything new. Brown, which is viewing and the stuff you watched. Orange is fads, fashions, and trends. Green is the hard news. And blue is leisure time and fun.
They really changed those categories around, and I don't like that. And so the whole category is called mistakes and mishaps?
That's correct.
That's
weird.
Yep.
Seems oddly specific.
So, and Pete, you're gonna keep score for us here, and if one person doesn't get it, the other has a chance to steal?
The other has a chance to steal. That is correct. And
I have no phone out.
Oh, yeah.
Good call.
Well, I do, but it's my games I'm going to be picking later. I'll turn it off. All right.
And each card, by the way, is a specific year, and I'm like shuffling under the table here, and it'll be random draw. So whatever you get, and don't make a fit. All right.
Sounds good.
Brad, we are going to start with you.
Oh, sure.
Well,
I'm ready.
Maybe I should have done
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I come first alphabetically.
Your card is 1991.
Oh, wonderful. We've discussed 1991 on this podcast.
Boy.
All right. And then we'll do Gifford's question, and we'll go alternating. So, Brad, your first question. What sleazy magazine earned publisher Al Goldstein membership in the National Press Club?
Yeah, so we're gonna have to you're gonna have to answer quick too here. I'm not gonna waste time. I have no
Right.
idea. I'll say Hustler.
That is not correct. Gifford, would you like
I'm
to
gonna
steal?
try. I'm gonna try with Penthouse.
That is not correct. The answer I was looking for is Screw.
Oh,
Screw.
Brad, I was going Hustler too.
Never heard of it.
I never had either. Gifford, your year is 1990.
Okay.
What rocker's 3-week marriage to a daughter of an Everly brother was no bed of roses?
Axl Rose.
Yes, it is Axl Rose.
Oh,
That's
seriously?
one point for Gifford. What was your guess, Brad?
Well, Bed of Roses. I thought it was gonna be John Bon Jovi.
Well, I would have said John Bon Jovi too for the same reason.
Axl Rose. That seems like a really obvious answer when it's in the question.
That's what I'm saying. Your first guess.
Well,
your
I
first
would have said
inclination.
John Bon Jovi as well because of the. Okay, Brad, back to you. The category is now technology and anything new. What did the International Maritime Organization ditch in favor of a satellite-based distress call system?
SOS.
Well, I'm going to give you a chance to be a little more general. You're give me another answer. You're a little.
What do you mean more general?
All right. Well, if you can't, you're on the right track. I'll say that, but you're kind of right, and I cannot give it to you based on that. I'm giving you a second chance here.
I don't even know what you're. Whatever.
All right, Gifford, chance to steal.
Morse code.
Morse code is correct. So there you go. Gifford, the question is to you.
Yep.
What Bay Area group did cyberhead John Perry Barlow pen songs for before helping create the Electronic Frontier Foundation?
I have no idea. Brad?
I will guess Green Day.
That is not correct. The correct answer is the Grateful Dead.
Bay
Brad.
Area. Dang it.
Brad, the question is to you. Viewing and the stuff you watched. I'm pulling for you, Brad.
Seinfeld.
He already guessed.
What animated sitcom clown is the son of a very disappointed Rabbi Hyman Krastovsky?
That's got to be Krusty the Clown.
Krusty the Clown. Brad is on the board. Okay. Well done, Brad.
Oh, thanks.
Gifford. What star of Henry and June is named after a Hindu goddess of light and beauty?
Of which show? Sorry.
Henry and June. What star of Henry and June?
I got a name I want to say.
3, 2.
I'm good.
1.
I'm done.
Damn it. Brad.
I have no idea.
The correct answer is Uma Thurman.
Oh,
Uma
okay. That's
Thurman.
not what I was thinking of.
There you go.
Brad, the category is now fads, fashions, and trends. What did Charlie Sheen install in his Malibu abode to speed up trips from his upstairs bedroom to the living room?
Well, I got 2 different things I could probably choose from here. I'll say an escalator.
That is not correct. Gifford.
A slide.
No, both wrong. A fireman's pole.
Fireman's pole.
Slide down a fireman's pole. That's a slide.
All right, Gifford, to you. What forbidden dance, allegedly from Brazil, was actually a Bolivian folk tune popularized by a French pop group?
The lambada.
God damn it.
Wow, the lambada is correct.
Why is that hard to?
Well, I knew it,
that.
but I didn't think you'd get it.
It's the forbidden dance. The
I know,
lambada.
but I just thought you were gonna blank on it. That was my hope.
That's like Uma Thurman. Yep.
The score is now 3-1 in favor of Gifford. Brad, the category is the hard news. The hard
Oh,
news.
goody. Right up my alley.
What traffic violator did George Holliday videotape in a 1991 encounter with LA cops?
Rodney King.
Rodney King is correct.
Yay!
Well, no kidding.
That's a weird.
Sorry,
way to
I got
word
it
the
right,
question.
Giff.
Yeah.
Well, you get crusty, you get rot. Can't we all just get along?
He's complaining. He should lose a point for complaining about a dumb game.
There's complaining
All right.
is my birthright. All right.
Gifford, who became Britain's longest continuously serving prime minister of the 20th century?
I'm going with Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher is correct.
All right.
The last question on the card in
Leisure.
round one. Leisure. All right, Brad. What band based its song Jeremy on the classroom
Pearl Jam.
suicide of high schooler Jeremy Wade Dell?
Pearl Jam.
That's the correct answer. It is Pearl Jam. Gifford, last question from
All
round one. What band's Thick as a Brick album earned them a place in the Brick Manufacturers Hall of Fame? What band's Thick as a Brick album earned them a place?
I don't know the name of the band.
Brad?
I don't know. I'll just throw out Primus.
No, that is
Dang.
not correct. The correct answer I was looking for is Jethro Tull.
Wasn't going to get that one.
Dang it.
All right.
But he gets his halfway through the question. For Pearl Jam. Hey, that
All
just
right.
was what was 10 just came out, right? The album 10 is how many years old? Like this week?
I'll be 32 years old.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what's the next
All
years
right.
for us here,
Just
Pete?
to round out, by the way, it is 4-3 Gifford after round one. The next year for Brad is 1997.
Okay.
So your first question, mistakes and mishaps, the category. What doll brand recalled its Snack Time Kids line after consumers reported they munched fingers and hair as well as toy food?
I don't know. Garbage Pail Kids. That's not even a doll.
That is not correct. Gifford.
Teddy Rupskin or whatever the hell his name was. He at least
Also-
had a mouth that moved.
Also not correct. What
Okay.
I was looking for, Brad was on the right track. Cabbage Patch Kids.
Oh, well, it's the 97. I wouldn't have.
Really? There
Um,
was okay.
All right.
All right.
Gifford, your year is 1994.
Uh-oh.
What rockers built a studio and recorded the Downward Spiral in the house where Sharon Tate had been killed?
Tie game coming up.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's not correct. Brad,
9 Inch
take it away.
Nails.
9 Inch Nails is correct. All right, back to Brad. 1997 category is technology. What brand of platform independent components did Java cook up to counter ActiveX?
Can you please read that one more time?
What brand of platform independent components did Java cook up to counter ActiveX?
Platform independent components.
I don't even understand the question.
Components that don't need a
reading it.
platform. I don't know.
Gifford, your chance to steal.
A mouse. I don't know.
No. I was looking for Java. I was looking for Java
JavaScript?
beans. Java beans.
What?
Um,
I don't know what the hell that is.
all right, Gifford, question is yours.
Wow.
Still technology, 1994. What computer manufacturer dropped the PS1 line to create an Aptiva brand for home use?
What was the first part?
What
What was-
computer manufacturer
Manufacturer.
dropped
Okay.
the PS1 line to create an Aptiva brand for home use?
I'm gonna go Dell.
No, Brad.
This isn't right. I'm sure. I'm just gonna say Sony.
No, I was thinking Sony.
That's
as
what
well.
I was thinking too, but it didn't seem right.
IBM is correct. The IBM Aptiva. All right. Brad, question is yours. What? Oh, by the way, viewing and the stuff you watched.
Oh, good. Here we go.
What
Friends.
What animated doofus was the first to scale Springfield's Mount Murderhorn and leave his wallet there?
He gets 2 Simpsons questions.
Well,
we don't know it's The Simpsons.
I don't know how many doofuses there are, so I got to go with Homer
It is Homer.
Simpson. That, by the way.
Yes, I was going to give you that. Gifford, what cable hit was all about, quote, what happens when people stop being polite and start getting real?
The Real World.
The Real World is correct.
Wow, you're on it.
Brad, the category is trends. What restaurant chain, after much debate, named its fruit smoothie the Fruzel?
The Fruzel.
The Fruzel. Fruizle. The Fruzel.
I don't know. Jamba Juice.
That is not correct. Gifford.
This is a restaurant, you said?
Restaurant chain.
Okay. I don't know. McDonald's.
No, I was looking for Subway. Subway. Question is to Gifford. What product phenomenon was a 3-part cup What product phenomenon with 3-part cup construction was pushed as, quote, the one and only?
The Wonder Bra.
The Wonder Bra is correct.
Wow.
I like boobs.
All right, as do I.
Brad, he's on the fence.
I'm with you guys. They're great.
All right. What question is to Brad, by the way?
News.
What nation didn't let its lack of a Japanese embassy deter it from naming Sidney Poitier its ambassador to Japan?
Sidney Poitier.
What nation didn't let its lack of a Japanese embassy deter it from... No. Gifford, you like to steal.
This is to Japan.
Ambassador to Japan.
Yeah. Brazil. I don't know.
The correct answer is the Bahamas. The Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
All right. Question is to Gifford. It's a multiple choice question.
Oh, yay.
What was the verdict in the Lorena Bobbitt trial? Guilty, not guilty, or not guilty by reason of insanity?
Not guilty?
That is not correct, Brad.
Oh, I get a 50-50 here. It's like
Right,
Who
I
Wants to
get a
Be Millionaire?
33% chance.
I'm gonna go with the insanity one.
The insanity one is correct.
Yes.
Not guilty by reason of insanity.
Is it
All right.
6-6 right now?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 6. 6-6.
So maybe this should be the last question.
Well, we could do. Gifford, what are your thoughts? We could do one more.
I'm more interested in how we're doing on time. I figured that was our deal.
Yeah. I start the timer. We can do. Let's do a third card, and I think we're doing okay on time.
Okay.
Because it'll be fine. What M&M city? Excuse me. The question is to Brad, and it's leisure time. What was Eminem sitting on when he came up with the name Slim Shady?
Was he sitting on? A windowsill.
Gifford, chance to steal. That is not.
I'm
correct.
going with a Slim Jim.
That is also not correct. The answer is a toilet. A toilet.
Slim
Okay,
Shady.
so now we're tied. Maybe we should do sudden death.
Hey, I get my question.
Oh, you got one more, right? Well, I could win then.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We can make this the last question. What new age bestseller by James Redfield spawned the sequel, The 10th Insight?
One more time.
What new age bestseller by James Redfield spawned the sequel, The 10th Insight?
I have no idea. Wasn't that our superintendent?
That was the name of our superintendent. I don't think it's the same guy.
I feel like there's a book maybe called The Ninth Gate.
Ooh, that is not correct.
God damn it! What is it?
The Celestine Prophecy.
Oh, that's not.
Oh, of course.
So now we got to go tiebreak. We're going to go one question at a time. A steal would give you the win. So,
yes. But if I get it, then Gifford gets his question too.
That's correct.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Here we go.
All right.
Tiebreaker.
All
Here we
the
go.
marbles.
Exciting.
All right, but it's going to be, we're going to read them all off the same card until we have the
even rig
same
it
winner.
this way.
We're not alternating. So
Awesome. Nice
All
job,
right.
Brad. You're a worthy opponent.
the year I have drawn
Platform independent component.
Right.
Just shut up and let me read. The year that I have drawn is 1996. 1996. All right. So the first question from the mistakes and mishaps category is to Brad. What actor's 1996 bankruptcy debts included $120,000 owed to his toupee maker? He owed $120,000 to his toupee maker.
I wish I should be able to come up with a guess. You'd think. I can't even come up with a guess.
Just name
Oh,
any.
I got a guess. It's not gonna be right though.
Why don't you say it? Because
Ted
it might be right.
Danson.
That is not correct.
Damn it.
Gifford.
That was a really good guess though. Because,
Gifford for the win. Gifford for the win.
Ted Danson.
Also not correct.
Not correct.
The correct answer is Burt Reynolds.
Oh, Burt Reynolds. Okay. Oh,
Man.
and this is right before Boogie Nights. That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, right.
All right. Next question is, we'll start with Gifford on this one. It is technology is the category. What U.S. agency was investigating computer hackers when its website was trashed by a group linked to the, quote, Swedish Hackers Association?
The NSA.
That is not correct. Brad, chance to steal for the win.
I don't know. The CIA.
Bingo.
CIA is correct. Brad is the winner. Oh, that
Wow.
I thought Gifford was running away with the victory early, but
so smart. SMRT.
Well,
Brad?
that makes sense. He had two questions from The Simpsons, and that is
Yep,
from The
I know.
Simpsons.
well, and it was random draw. That's how trivia works.
Well, it's funny how great that worked out. That we were tied, sudden death. Man, it's like we scripted it.
That was excellent.
we did,
But we didn't, because if we did, I would
have.
have sounded smarter throughout that process.
Oh man.
We
My
wrote
favorite-
Brad to be a very dumb character in our script.
My favorite is the questions I don't even understand how to answer them. Platform independent things. I'm like, what? No, the answer is beans. Beans is the correct answer.
exciting. Brad will have to come up with some kind of prize for you. If you're listening, please put congratulations to Brad on Twitter. He will love to see it. And yeah, an amazing comeback.
Yeah, especially after losing all those poll votes to Gifford. I got him back here when it really mattered.
That's
That's
right.
right. This is what matters. It's
This is brain against brain. I mean, this is what matters.
That's right. That's
Well,
why
I'm not gonna lie.
compete.
I feel you actually earned it more. My questions that I got were quite easy, and you got some right that I should have known, but I would not have gotten right. So I actually feel you were more impressive coming from my perspective.
You are a gracious
I think the greatest
Wow.
moment was the Lambada question. I never would have gotten
and that's
that.
the one I thought I'd get.
right?
Yeah. There you
Those
go.
were good questions, Pete. You picked some good cards
Thank you.
for us to
Cards.
take a swing at. So nice job.
All right, how are we going to wrap this old episode up, Pete?
What we're going to do is, because not only do we love trivia, we all love board games, right? Am I right?
Absolutely.
So
Am I right or am I
board
right?
games.
we love to do drafts on this show, and we love to do board games. So we are going to draft our all-time top 5 favorite board games of all time.
You know what we should have done before?
Yeah.
So Pete gets to go first, but me and Gifford played off stage before. Who would get to go second? But we should have had the winner of the game.
Oh, that would have been.
I would be willing to give up my second spot.
Is
for
that
the
my
winner.
prize then? I
Yes.
get to go
There it
second?
is.
Yep.
That's your prize.
All
You
right.
get the second pick.
Take the second spot. I think that's a great idea, Brad.
That is very logical, and
To
I
the
like
victor
logic.
go the spoils.
On the spot show planning.
Thank you, Elaine.
You are the loser. To the victor belong the spoils. And the victor go the spoils. All right. My first pick in the all-time board game category is Monopoly.
Oh, he's not going
Oh, you're
Trivial
not picking
Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit.
Wow.
No, I think Monopoly. That's another game that we have many memories. 3 a.m. Games lasting until 3 a.m. and sometimes days at a time, where we have to come back and pick up on it later. I think as far as all-time board games, I think Monopoly takes the cake.
I had that as my number 1, Pete.
All right, I had it way down.
Wow. Okay. What do you got for your number
Well,
1?
I mean, so I don't know. I'm all right. I'm gonna pick Trivial Pursuit then. I mean,
Valid. Very good pick.
why not? It's actually my number 1 listed here, so I guess that's what I'm going with. I just didn't expect to. I didn't expect to pick it because I assumed Pete would pick it. So now I'm all thrown off.
It's the night of
it's-
unexpected things for Brad. He wins at
It's a
trivia.
toss-up, I
He
think.
gets his number 1 overall pick. It's turning out to be a good night. I am going to go with Sorry.
Oh, good pick.
I love that game. It's so much fun to play with the kids.
Yeah, exactly. My kids love that game
Yep.
too. We play it as a family. One of the few board games that we do play.
Paul and I would play it where you'd have the ones across from you would be yours, so you had 2 going at once. And that was always fun too.
Mhm.
So I'm going Sorry.
All right, now it's my pick, huh? Okay, I am going to go with Clue.
I knew you were taking that. I almost crossed it off before you said it.
Huh. We just watched Clue the movie last week again, and my God, we got to do an episode on that movie, because that is, I've said before, it's the most underrated movie of all time.
It's a good one.
So freaking hilarious. But it's a fun game too. So and another one that we do play as a family.
A lot of strategy.
Yes.
Clue.
All right. I'm going with another one that I love to play in the 80s. It's fun to play with like a family. You can have a lot of people playing at once. And I'm not much of an artist, but I love Pictionary.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved watching
Good.
Win, Lose, or Draw with Burt Reynolds on weekday mornings. Yep.
Excellent. I am going with another game where you can have a lot of people playing. I'm going with Uno. And again, Pete said it doesn't have to be a board game, but card games work.
Yeah,
here.
so I have
anything out of a
card and
box
like
is fine.
dice games listed at
Yep.
the end, which I figured would count.
So Paul is a big fan of Uno, and I don't know if you guys have ever added the rules of jump in or stacking. Those are a lot of
I know
fun.
something about stacking. I don't know what jump in is.
So in every deck of Uno, there are 2 cards that are the exact same. Like there's 2 red 7s or 2 red
Sure.
9s. So if somebody plays that card, if you have the other one in your hand, you can quick jump in and put it on if the person who's next in line doesn't get in before you.
Oh, so like if there's more than 2 people.
Right. Yep. So that's a lot.
Brad,
Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just I'm gonna back up a little bit. You know what just popped in my mind, Brad, when you said win, lose, or draw / Pictionary? Baby Fishmouth is sweeping the nation.
Yes, when Harry met Sally.
Or when Harry met
Exorcist
Sally.
baby spinning up.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the funniest lines in the movie. But underrated. Nobody talks about it.
Yes, sir. Don't mean baby.
Well,
It was
speaking of,
baby talk. It was baby talk, right?
Baby talk. Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's a baby, and clearly that's talking.
Exorcist baby.
Speaking of nobody talks about it, I'm going with Taboo.
Oh, I love Taboo. That was gonna maybe be my next pick.
Good pick.
And what was the best thing to do when you're playing Taboo?
To buzz the thing in the person's ear
Yeah.
or hold it up to their ear to stress them out.
That and to use it like it was a razor and pretend
Oh,
it in your
yes.
face.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Taboo is so
There's
fun.
a lot of fun playing that game, that's for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to go with one that is a similar type of game that we played a lot in the 90s and into the 2000s, actually, with our, this was huge when we were like young adults, and that is Catchphrase.
Yep,
You got to
that's the other
throw
one.
that thing around the circle and get rid of it before the buzzer.
Mm-hmm.
Gifford, I got a story on that one. Do you remember the night your wife had the word negligee and she didn't know what it was and she thought it said niggly?
Niggly. Yeah.
And I think there was some other word that night too that threw either her or somebody else off, and we were in tears
Yeah.
laughing about those mistakes.
All right. So this is my third pick. I am going to go. I'm going to go with Domino Mother. Dominoes is always a great
Straight up
time.
Domino.
I have Mexican drain dominoes on my list.
Yeah.
That's my.
You got to have the
that's-
train for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my mom's favorite game, and we
Oh, that's
play
what we-
that as a family.
That's like my favorite game we play still with like my mom and dad when they want to play a game. That's like the best one.
Yeah.
Back to Catchphrase, the other classic one. I was thinking it was you, Gifford, but I think it was actually Jamie Norgard, our friend from high school. Remember Horse Doveries?
Yes.
That was him, right?
Hors d'oeuvres.
I still say that. Yes, that was
Yeah.
Norgard.
Yeah, it was hors d'oeuvres, and he.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was
Horse
what's a
doors,
horse
horse
dovery.
doveries. Yeah. That's awesome.
That was the other one. Eat.
I'm going to go with one that is a good current game that we play as a family from time to time. Apples to Apples. It's more current anyway than some of the ones that we've
Yeah,
mentioned
it's
so
been around for a
far, but
while,
it's a
but
fun
it's-
game.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, good. That leaves me my number 5 overall here, which is a game I still love to play. It can also cause a ton of controversy about scoring and what counts and what doesn't count. Scattergories.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you're going Scattergories. Okay.
What did you think I was going to say?
Oh, well, I'm going to my next pick.
Okay. Love
My next-
Scattergories.
That's a great one. My next pick is Scrabble. If you want to talk about controversy,
That's
what
a classic.
scores-
Oh, like whether it's a word or not?
whether it's a word or not. Yep.
That's a good one for, all-time classic games like Monopoly. That has staying power, that's for sure. Still so many good ones. I am going to go with Risk.
Never played it.
That is one, Brad,
No, me
when
neither.
you weren't around, me and Griebel and Haken would play Risk, and we would have a game that would go on for
Mhm.
like weeks at a time.
Days and days.
Well, and
right.
that's from Seinfeld too, Newman and Kramer.
Yes, yes. And it was fun. I don't really remember how to play it, but I remember when you get into it and you kind of get locked and loaded in that game, it's a lot of fun and very stressful.
All right, I'm going to go with a newer game that we got. I don't know. I mean, it would have been in the last 10 years or so that we got it. I mean, who knows how old these games are at this point. But I love this game. It's a game of shapes and colors where you have to create things, and it's called Quirkle. You guys played Quirkle?
I have
No.
not.
Never played Quirkle.
Pete hasn't played Quirkle, really?
I've never heard of it.
It's
Sounds
a great
like
game.
Sounds like a kindergarten project. the
No,
way you
no, you
describe
would
it.
love it. It's not at all.
So this is it, huh? Last pick of the draft.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
So I am going to go with a game. I don't know if you guys have played it or not, but it's called Loaded Question.
Oh, yes, yes. That is one that I have played with my work friends while we were drinking at Best Buy, with some of my former employers.
Well, and that's one where it can get
Work
out of
friends.
hand in a hurry.
Yeah, yeah.
So I compare this game to Cards Against Humanity.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Is it like that?
Except you
can
don't
make it
ever
very
get
good.
any bad cards because you just make up the answers all the time.
You're
So in
making
that
them
respect,
back.
yeah, in that respect, I think Loaded Question is more fun than Cards Against Humanity.
All right. Well, I'm sure we got more listed here.
Yep.
I definitely do.
Go ahead, Pete.
I will list mine that I had written down. The Game of Life, Trouble, Mastermind. That is one that we still play. Like if we're camping or at a hotel or something, we bring Mastermind along with us, and that's one you can play with kids too, and they catch on. Stratego. You ever play Stratego?
No, I haven't.
It's a Civil War kind of game that's there's a lot of fun, especially as a kid. I remember playing it a lot. Yahtzee,
Oh,
Battleship,
of course,
Battleship, Operation, Twister, and Connect Four.
Oh, Twister. I didn't have Twister on my list. Excellent.
I got so there's a game that my wife loves that we like to play one-on-one. It's called Pente. It's got these little, they're like shiny little rock beads, and it's if you've ever played what's that game with the Sequence? You ever played Sequence?
Yep.
with the
Sure,
cards?
yeah.
It's kind of like that, only there's no cards, but you got to create a sequence like that. We love to play that. That's a great two-person game. There's another game from like the early 90s that I loved. It was similar kind of to Catchphrase called Outburst that we still have.
Oh God,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you'd
I
have a
love
card
that.
with a topic and like 10 things, and the team would have to get as many as they could before the timer went off. And you just yell them out.
It's
And
a
that
little
was
bit
so
like
fun.
Family Feud. Like you had to name what was on the thing.
Love that game. I love the game Spot It. That's such an easy,
another one.
fun game.
Oh yeah.
There's another newer one like Oracle that I like called Blockus, where you have these little they almost look like hard candy, but you have to create you create the shape on the board, and it's really fun. Headbands is fun, especially when we had young kids.
Oh sure. Yep.
Jenga. Another one that always seemed like it was going to be so fun and really was kind of big for a while, but there was a lot that went into it, and so we never played it as much. But Cranium. Remember when we all wanted to play Cranium?
I
all the
remember
time?
that. We played
Yep.
that at your place in your townhome a few times.
I think there was parts that were easy, but then there was like the creative one where you had you
Yeah,
just got to be a little much at times.
You had like clay you played with, right? Didn't you? Do
It was kind of like multiple games in one.
Yeah,
where you had to
right.
do
There was like
different
four
things.
different things.
Four different things, yeah.
You mentioned Cards Against Humanity, Uno, Yahtzee. Did you say you said Yahtzee?
Yep.
I said
Mexican
Yahtzee.
Train, and then so the other dice game that we didn't say yet that we actually this is the other one. If we're at my mom's house, we're either playing Mexican Train or Farkle, which
Yes.
is
Farkle
kind of
is a lot of
similar
fun.
a little bit to Yahtzee, but also not.
Let me tell you a little story about Farkle. I'm glad you brought that up because we always, with Farkle, that is a game, and I've talked in a previous episode about the friend of Jenny and me who passed away in a car accident. Her name was Robin, and we would play Farkle all the time. We would go camping a lot, and that was one game that we played. And the rules, because you got to have you have to always have the scoring because you can never remember it, especially when you haven't played it in a while.
Wait,
We
you got to have
still-
a pencil and paper for that game.
Yeah. But it's like the rules, to remember the scoring. We still have, and we just played it a couple of weeks ago. Every time we bring that out, because the rules that we have were handwritten by Robin, and so it's always just kind of a nice little thing every time we play it. It's like that we still use those rules that were in her handwriting. So it's very nice. Glad you brought that up.
Well, now I unlocked a memory for you.
There you did. Yes.
Gifford, what else you got?
A couple more kids games, Candyland and Shoots and Ladders. Excellent time to play there. Checkers and chess. Cribbage, obviously a huge one. Rummy Cube. Do you guys know?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
basically Rummy.
I don't know what it is. I've heard of it though. No idea how to play it.
It's
same thing as
based
Rummy.
off of a card game. Yeah,
Yep.
But you have tiles, and then you have like little jokers and stuff like that. Or wild.
Have you guys ever played? Have you ever played 5-second rule? That's where you have a
just
question.
with my food.
Name 3 things that start with like 3 colors of blue, and you have to name 3 things within 5 seconds, and you get points. That's a lot of fun. A game that my parents introduced me to, that they learned in their retirement part, called Pegs and Jokers. It's kind of similar to Sorry, and you play in teams, which is a lot of fun. A game that we've ripped off on this podcast, the Initials game, always a good time. And then one that my wife absolutely hates and I love, we played it growing up. It's called the Farmer Game. I don't know if you guys ever saw this thing, but it's basically you go around the year and you play, and you can buy like acres of corn and hay and fruit and cattle, and you go around the year and you earn money based on how you roll. And I absolutely love the game. It's so, my nephews and I will still play it when we go back to my folks. But I just love it. So I had to bring it up here. That's pretty much what I got.
There's a similar game called to the Farmer Game that I think the way you described it, that I know that none of our listeners will have heard of this. You guys will have not heard of it, but the one person that will have, that this person and I talk about it all the time. He brings it up a lot, and we joke about it. We both remember Twin Rotor Combine. And it was, I remember that we had the game, and some people around Tyler had it. And because it was, I think, sold, or like we received it with the company that my uncle still owns, which was a local implement selling combines and everything. But that brings back that memory, another unlocked memory.
There you go. Outstanding.
We did it with just 1 bark from Larry, guys.
Nice job.
Well, he was trying to answer. He was, you know what he was trying to do? He was what band was Larry putting in a request for?
Preacher Row.
Preacher Row.
Preacher Row. That's what he was doing. He wanted to hear their music. Got to accommodate.
Yes. Well, thanks for listening, folks.
All right. Bye.
Later, dudes.
Bye.
Standing on my own 2 feet. No one's gonna come